AI has changed a lot of things, but here's something surprising. We've quietly stopped reading emails. Not books, articles, or like academic papers or anything, but emails, and nobody's talking about it. So this week, a friend told me, like, at his work, people have stopped reading actual emails and just depend on the content that Gemini creates. At the top, this email says blah, 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 blah. And I found it really interesting and it stuck with me for a while. Like, if we're no longer reading emails, what else aren't we reading? Like there was a time you open an email and you let out a long sigh, like because you had to read it. But now you don't have to. ChatGPT gives summaries, Copilot gives summaries, everything can generate a summary of a text. I think reading isn't just about consuming text. It's about training your brain to tolerate information, to tolerate like long things, to think about it, to reflect. What does it exactly say? And what does it change in the real world? But now everything comes with a too long didn't read, or we expect everything to come with a too long didn't read. So now if something is too long, you're like, why did we have to write this? Like, why are you making me read this much? And this is an important shift in terms of communication. If everybody's expecting short information, they're either writing that or writing for a summary. Think of it like this. If I'm writing an article, it has to be long. I know I can't condense it. So I need to write it in a way that Gemini is able to summarize it. So now we're no longer writing for people. We are writing for these AI tools that are generating the summary. Like I would really love to hear from a journalist or someone who writes like full time. How has this impacted your work? Because it seems like something nobody's talking about. I am really curious about it. And also, I'm not judging. I do check summaries sometimes, not often. But like the last week, I've been out of network and I did have to rely on summaries of my emails to catch up on stuff. But yeah, another thing I noticed is now we are reading for outcome because when you read the summary, it means you don't really care about what's in the actual email. You just want to know like what's next. You don't care like what's going on. It's just like, okay, what do I need to do? So that's the new world everybody's living in. Context get lost, nuance get lost, so many important information get lost, tone gets lost. And now you're stuck wondering like, oh, is my boss mad at me? Stuff like that. But this seems small, like, it doesn't matter, like, emails, what's what are you talking about? But yeah, I feel like also a sign of a bigger shift because when everybody relies on summaries, that means we're also summarizing other things, academic papers, then you start like citing stuff that don't actually exist. Obviously, professors are aware of this. Also, the most important thing for me is decision making. I feel like decision making will be shallower because your knowledge is only as sound as things you've consumed, right? So if you're making decisions on these summaries, it doesn't exactly encompass the full information in the email and whatever your source of information might be. So when you stop reading fully, your decision making also becomes shallower. The paradox. Here's what I find interesting. We want clarity without context. We want to be able to understand without the process of thinking, which isn't wrong. But I think once in a while, we should try to take our brains to the gym, read long form content. Like when people say, oh, attention is all you need, like the paper, we're not only losing our focus and patience to watch long content, it's also the same as reading. Nobody wants to read a book anymore. A friend was telling me about this Portuguese book he used to read, Osmosis. He said that when he was younger, it used to be so long. Everybody used to complain about it, probably, and they used to read the summary. So now I imagine people these days will be reading the summary of the actual summary. So it's like, where does it end? Some reception? But anyway, we've been outsourcing not just like tasks, but common things like thinking. Soon, are we going to be outsourcing breathing? I don't know. In 5 years, long text might seem like some kind of relic, nostalgic things left from the past century. And it will be quite interesting to see. Who knows, maybe being able to actually read like a 5 page document might be a soft skill that people might need to hire for. So I just hope we can all choose to use AI as a tool. Don't totally outsource like everything. Sure, if it makes you more efficient, you're able to get through like more things on time. That's amazing. That's perfect. Great for you. But I still think once in a while, take your brain to the gym, workouts, try to be smarter, just read hard stuff, do hard stuff. It helps everything. So tell me what you've noticed. Do you read email summaries? I'm Zainab, and this is the first episode in my series of AI and Society.